righty then. First, can I just have you talk about how you're doing right now? I know it's COVID and this whole pandemic is.
I know, man, this COVID thing, of course, it caught everyone by surprise. And with these just worldwide lockdowns, it was like, oh my goodness, what's happening? But, it caught us by surprise at first, but now it's turning out to be one of our best years ever. You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, we've never stopped touring, never stopped running since 91, man. And it's been crazy. We've been through ups and downs, but all in all, we never stopped. So this gave us a chance to just stop, sit down, appreciate, who we are, what we have, our family and loved ones. It gives you a time to assess what's around you and assess what your business model is. You know what I'm saying? You understand what part of your business got shut down, what part of your business is able to thrive, and make these adjustments moving forward, because I know everyone is figuring out the pivot, so moving forward, you're sort of pandemic proof.
Definitely.
Okay.
I definitely agree with that 1000%. Like I always tell people, like I said, I always start off with this question. I always tell people, if you're not doing something in a positive manner, during COVID, then you're wasting time, even if that's meditating, praying, anything, you're wasting time. But can you kind of talk about, where you guys are as a group with Illtown Sluggers?
Oh, yeah. Well, first and foremost, Naughty by Nature is forever. I mean, that's our handle on our
and I was going to get to that.
Yeah. So first and foremost, Naughty by Nature is the core, it's the base, it's the foundation of everything. KG, Tretch, myself, we're getting ready for our 30th anniversary next year in 2021. We're in the studio working on some brand new music. We actually have Next and Jaheim in there with us. And this whole Illtown Sluggers thing, it just sort of evolved a few years ago with KG and myself. As a matter of fact, I relaunched our online website in 2017, and I was working with different graphic designers. So there was actually a guy in Russia who had a character called Plushy Gangster, and he had on a naughty shirt. He dressed his character up in a naughty shirt. And I saw that, I was like, wow, we need a character. So I worked with him to develop a character, and it was Slugger the mascot, Slugger that bear. And we were like, at first, like, wow, this can't be a naughty mascot. It was at the time we were still having a little drama with Tretch, but we were like, it's not gonna be a naughty mascot. And KG was like, you know what? We could call the mascot Slugger, like how they have Louisville Slugger. And I'm like, you know what? And we're from Illtown, so it'll be Illtown Slugger. And you know what, Kay? You and I could do a group, Illtown Sluggers, and we'll have the bear as the mascot. And our guy who dresses up as the mascot, he's been ahead of this curve with this Marshmello and Calvin Harris kind of DJ Khaled vibe. I said, and we'll take our guy and convert him from Il Panda into Slugger and let him be the mascot. So I was like, you know what, Kay? And now we could kind of flip and do a refresh on the record label and management side. So what we have going on is that, we have Slugger Music, which is the record label, and artist management. So we have artists on that side, management and the label. And then just as a DJ hype set, we have KG, myself, and Slugger the DJ. So we just opened up like 55 arena dates for New Kids on the Block on the mixtape tour last year. So we went from 0 to 100. It's like a 20-minute set, opening set before the show started. And man, we put together an incredible set. So, that's what we have. So we have Illtown Sluggers, which is the group, and then we have Slugger Music, which is the record label and management side. So it's jumping off now. And, because of COVID, gives us a chance to really sit down, double down on the music, organize the artists, and start pushing out this product.
How do you feel like y'all as a group been able to just to like stay together so long, like through, I know, like you said, the drama, the stuff going on, we on a pandemic now. Y'all been together for a really long time. Like, just speak on like the camaraderie y'all have as a group, just staying together through everything.
Yeah, well, I think most important is that we assembled ourselves. You know, it's not like some of these groups, you know, a producer or a record label or a management company put these people together. You know, we've been rocking out literally since the early 80s. So we've known each other since junior high school, high school. We first got together in the 80s in high school. So that was around 86, 87. I know you guys are a bit younger than us. So I'm not even sure if y'all were born yet in the 80s, right? So, we assembled ourselves in high school. We did our first talent show together in 1987. KG was a senior. So we put ourselves together. We assembled ourselves together. You know, we galvanized and went after this dream together. And again, through all the blood, sweat, and tears, and the likes of Queen Latifah, who was around our way, she signed us as when she opened her management company, Flavor Unit Management. We were the first act signed to Flavor Unit Management. So, you know, we came up with the likes of Queen Latifah and Will Smith and Run DMC and so many greats, you know, that we're like, you know what, at the end of the day, you really have to appreciate yourself, what you've done, what you have, you know, all of the music, all of the accolades, those are like our babies. So when you really look back, and especially coming up next year will be our 30th anniversary, when you really look back at what you accomplished and what you did, while you're in the mix going for it, you just have on blinders. You don't have time to really appreciate what you've done and what you have. But now you're like, wow, man, this thing was a blur, and where did 30 years go? And oh my goodness, you know, people consider us legends. So when you come up through adversity, those are the things that make you say, damn, man, you know what? We really got to look at ourselves and not only pat ourselves on the back, but really, really, it's a real humbling experience to be like, damn, 30 years later, you know, we're around, we're still whole, you know, we have a crossover audience, a diverse audience. So who the hell and what the hell can we be mad at? We have our health, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you can't appreciate that, man, you don't deserve anything.
Definitely. And, you know, to kind of talk about, you know, the 30 years, do you guys plan to, or have you guys had like a reunion or like a party or something to kind of, you know?
Yeah, well, 2021 is coming up. So when the new year breaks, we'll be officially into our 30th anniversary. And we're working with Queen Latifah and Shakim from Flavor Unit. We're working on a documentary, just kind of going through that whole 30-year journey because, you know, like Shakim always says, Shakim is Queen Latifah's manager. He's like, Naughty, y'all's story is our story because we just opened up our management company and you guys were our first group and you guys blew so big, it opened up a lot of doors and it, you know, took a lot of weight off of Queen Latifah just kind of carrying Flavor Unit. So, you know, we have that going on and, oh man, crazy merch capsule going on. Like I said, we're in the studio working amongst ourselves and all the artists who work with us coming up, like Next, Janae, Jaheem. I mean, yo, we definitely going to celebrate our 30th. You're going to hear about that one.
Hey, hope we get an invite.
Can you speak on some, or can you give us any like new release dates for music coming out for this year or toward the end of the year that we can be looking forward to?
Yeah, well, right now, even on the Illtown Slugger side, so Slugger Music, right now we're working two artists. We have our girl, 17-year-old girl, Nicole Michelle. She's out of Maine in the Boston area. Donnie Wahlberg is a big fan of hers. So she's more on the pop, you know, kind of pop, urban pop side. Then we have our brother, Ryan Lane. He has a song called Forever out. A song and video that's doing really well. A lot of people says it reminds them of an old vibe, you know, and that's in KG's classic lane, that party R&B lane, you know what I'm saying? Then we have a whole EP we're working on right now with Next. It's called Next by Nature. So Tretch laced up his verses. I was actually supposed to go in the studio tomorrow with K. I'll be in there with him on Monday. So we'll be dropping that in September. We'll be dropping that in September. Then we got the R&B Don Jaheem. He has a song called What's Going On. Then he has a song on the Next by Nature project called Ego. And Tretch is spitting those bars on there. So All of that stuff is coming out. It'll be hitting by September. We have stuff out now, stuff coming in September, and we're just going to be pushing it out all the way into our 30th anniversary.
Definitely. And how does it feel to still be active, 30 years later?
Yeah, well, you know what? Active is what you make it. Active is what you do, And I know a lot of people and other artists, they look at us and say, oh, well, they have leverage or whatever because they're naughty by nature. And I just want to explain to all aspiring artists, all aspiring entrepreneurs, it's not because we're naughty by nature, it's because we get up every morning and we bust our ass to promote ourselves, to protect our legacy, to keep feeding our brand. And we keep reaching out to people because there's new people born every day. I mean, again, we came out first in 1991. Half the kids who listen to music or entertainment these days weren't even born back then. So that's the beauty of what we do. It's like there's always someone new to introduce yourself to. So just because we naughty by nature, we can't assume that everyone's aware of us. And as a matter of fact, a lot of people aren't aware of us. So it's good to have that. It's good to keep that energy. And hey, we have classic records to throw in their face, as well as we have the ability to create new music and let them enjoy the new music.
Definitely. You guys definitely have a bunch of classics, man. I still listen to this day, and I'm with
no, man, it's crazy. And we have even today's artists are discovering our catalog. So Katy Perry, her new single Smile, she sampled our song Jamboree. So that's running right now. There's a Target commercial for it. She's doing something on Netflix with that song. And then on the Afrobeat side, we just collaborated with Burna Boy. Burna is smoking, yo. We have a song called Bad Habit, and he flipped our song Jamboree, the melody part of it, and Tretch and I are rocking on there. So that's coming out on Atlantic Records. They're starting to promote his new album now, so I'm not sure the release date, but that's going to be a big record. It's going to be a huge record for us. So that same classic Naughty by Nature has a huge pop star on it and a huge Afrobeat star who just flipped that same record. So this is what we mean by that. This stuff will humble you. You know what I mean? Straight up humble.
Definitely. And to kind of piggyback off of that, so who, I know you're still listening to music and things like that. And so what new artists, or not even, well, they don't have to be technically new. They could be out, the past 3, 4, 5 years, but who would you say, that you've kind of, started listening to more and more and said, they have that star potential?
There's a lot of cats out there. I mean, unfortunately, in hip hop, man, cats like Pop Smoke, they're getting knocked off before they even get out the gate, Look at what happened with Nipsey Hussle. I mean, these were our guys, but, you have the Kendrick Lamars, the J. Coles, tons of cats out here, man, that, the potential is there for them to just go. Sky's the limit. But I just hope that our young brothers out there can use this thing as an escape. That's what it was for us coming up from the streets. We use the hip hop music, we use hip hop culture to kind of pull ourselves up from the streets. And it seems like what's happening now is that these kids are getting into hip hop to bring that element to hip hop. So instead of it being an escape from the streets, now the culture is seeming like it's a trap for our young people, and they can't last in it. So that's what I hope for, man, because it literally cannibalizes the culture. So when you do that and you have some of your biggest, brightest stars coming up, like a Tekashi 6ix9ine and these guys, and if it's drama filled, it's just not a safe environment to be in. Even if you go into a concert, like I honestly wouldn't want my kids going to a concert like that because God knows what will happen. And, if the artist has that mentality and their so-called ops are surrounding them, then that audience has that mentality, and it has the potential to have people banging with each other just in the audience alone. So you know, I warn our young people out there, man, hip hop is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful gift from the powers that be or the man above, you know, an escape for us and all that's going on in the world and all that's going on with our minority communities. This is one of the guarantees that we have besides, you know, traditional college, traditional business. We have a non-traditional art form that even if you get lost on the wayside, you have something to participate in. And, you know, in the culture of hip hop, with all the different, you know, careers and avenues out there, from blogging to journalism to whatever, you know, there's a lot of jobs in this ecosystem. So this is something we need to protect. So, you know, we could keep the culture moving forward.
And just like speaking on the artists, like you were just naming J. Cole, Kendrick, we wanted to put you on the hot seat a little bit and try to get a top 5 out of you of your Mount Rushmore artists, if we can. Who would you put as your top 5 artists, rappers? You know, what's your top 5?
Okay, so I'm gonna be more in my era, you know. So I'll mix groups in there and I'll mix solo MCs in there. So for one, I gotta go like my favorite group, Run DMC. Okay. One of my favorite MCs, Ice Cube. All right, okay. He put it down. I gotta put Snoop in there, man. I don't know if y'all saw the verses, okay, but Snoop showed his ass up there.
He did.
He did. Then I gotta go with another one of my favorite groups is Tribe Called Quest and the Fugees. And then my number 1 MC is KRS-One from BDP. He's my pinnacle, yo. He's actually my top 5 MCs, period.
Okay.
I got it.
Okay. And where is Naughty by Nature in there? I'm like, you're cutting yourself.
Well, you know what? I would just have to say Naughty by Nature's in a class by themselves.
Okay.
You got to put us over there. Like, that's Naughty. There's everyone else, and then there's Naughty.
Okay. You guys are second to none. I love it. But before we wrap up here, could you let people know how they can get in touch with you, and, you know, where they can find you, where they can hear new music, where they can expect updates, the whole time?
Yeah, so the easiest way to follow us is to go to naughtybynature.com. That's our website. All of our social media is there, but our group Instagram is at naughtybynature, the number 4 ever. I'm at Uncle Vin Rock on Instagram. On Twitter, it's at Naughty by Nature. And, you know, like I said, if you go to naughtybynature.com, just the main website, you'll find everything there. And then as you dig through and follow us on social media, you'll see everything we're doing, all the new artists, the new music we're putting out. And most importantly, man, we have some of the hottest merchandise in hip hop. So if you go to naughtybynature.com, click the store, you'll dig into the store, man, and we have tons of fly merch out there. So we're getting ready for hoodie season. I see you got on the hoodie, homie. We're getting ready for hoodie season, so you got to check out our hoodies. We got bomb product out there.
Got you.
Yeah, I'm definitely about to check that out. I'm definitely have to check that out. But we appreciate you so much for your time, man. You know, we appreciate, you know, all the years that you guys have put in. You guys are definitely legends, and you know, even our generation, we're still listening to you guys. So
yes, thank you. And I would encourage you, brothers, you know, as journalists and doing what you do, you know, please find more balance in all of this negativity that's coming out here, because I know it's easy to follow the Tekashi story and, you know, what DJ Academics does, but it's literally poison. You know what I'm saying? So find that balance, find some good, positive stories, some guys that's really doing good things out here to move this culture forward. And let's show that balance out there, man, because, you know, we're not savages, and that's what's being portrayed right now, that the culture is just full of savages, and it's not the truth.
Facts.
Exactly.
Appreciate that.
We appreciate that so much. We're definitely going to take that, you know, into consideration. I believe me and Justin can speak. I believe I can speak for Justin as well. We definitely try to, you know, stay away from that poison. You know, media is a toxic place, and it can benefit you and it can hurt you at the same time. So we're just trying to take the route of, you know, spreading positivity, and, you know, feeding people, you know, the good goodness that people are doing instead of all the bad. So
exactly.
Yeah. So we appreciate it, man.
All right, cool, man. Thanks for having me, bros.
Yes, sir.
All right, peace.